Welcome to the floors. If you've watched me in a previous video, then you know kind of what I was going through with these floors, but I finally got them in and it turned out good. But man, the things I had to go through in order to do it was really bad. It's not completely finished. I got a little trim to do here, but most of it's done. I got the border on the slide out. I got some kitty toys right here because there's my dog, my diabetic dog. How you doing, Bubba? And our little feral cat we call Sophie, little feral cat that I found under a sofa, an old sofa out here on the property that I was moving, and this little thing came running out from underneath it. It took us another day. It ran off, and it took us another day to find it. Put some food out. She came out. Had to do a little chasing around. And then we got her, and we got her vet appointments coming up soon to get her fixed and all her shots, and we're going to adopt her out. But hopefully she'll have a better life than living out in the wild as a feral cat. We've had her a couple weeks now. The RV is back getting in shape a little bit, still discombobulated. There's her little cage she goes in. She can go in there and get her food and her litter box. Water's all in there. We started out with it's up actually a pigeon cage, and this little door up here, and we eventually opened that up and she would climb out when she felt comfortable. That gave her a sense of security, this whole cage. And we got the litter box in there because somebody likes to get into litter. Yeah. We got this little thing on him because he's a diabetic and he's got his monitor on, and that keeps him from trying to knock it off. Anyway, there's the floors. Turned out pretty good. But man, what I had to go through to put these in. Let me tell you what I had to go through. Just a little bit. Sometimes when they say things get worse before they get better. I mean, if someone just walks in here and they see this, if somebody just walks in here and they see this, oh, nice floor, Dave. That looks really nice. But they have no idea what I went through in order to get these floors in. Okay. And we named her Sophie because she was found under a sofa. Yeah, she's adapting pretty well. We've had her about 2 weeks now, I think. And can't find her mama. We don't know if she was by herself. She was actually with a big tomcat, running around with a big tomcat. We have a camera outside that we were able to capture it. Put the food out and we put a camera out. And yeah, she was hanging out with a tomcat, a big male cat. So I don't know where her mom went. Something might have happened to her mom. But anyway, she's a adorable little kitten, and gotta get her a home because we're getting attached. What? You got a little mouse? She loves this little mouse we got her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, maybe if I would have kept her out there as a feral cat, she would have got rid of all the mice out there for me. Anyway. All right. If you've been following the channel, my brother-in-law is building an RV park, and we are helping him as we do have some experience with running an RV park and management and sales and all that good stuff. And construction, some maintenance. So he decided to paint the ceiling black to hide some of the stuff, and I think it turned out pretty good. So they just got finished with that, and this particular paint that they used, get a little light on there for you. This particular paint that they use is supposed to be fire retardant, and when they sprayed it on, it falls down to the ground, and 90% of it does not stick. It just falls down and becomes like a powder. And it's a mess. And you can see the difference. Here's some that I've already vacuumed up. I tried sweeping it up, but it seems that is sucking it up through the vacuum, less fumes, less stuff to breathe in, and I don't know, it's doing a pretty good job. But there's the before, there's the before, and then there's the after. Sometimes things have to get worse before they get better, and this is one of them. And I'm sure there's going to be a little more dust in here, and you can see where we had a piece of wood sitting here, and there's the aftermath. There's the dust, the paint dust. By the time it hits the ground, it's basically dry. You can see a footprint. It's just, see there, it's just a dust. But sometimes in life, things have to get worse before they get better. I know that when I was doing pools, I had a pool service, and my clients would call me and they would say, Dave, my pool is turning green. There's green algae on the side. It's getting a little cloudy. Can you do something? I said, absolutely. So I would go over and I would tell them that I'm going to get this pool so clean that you're going to be able to read a dime at the bottom of the deep end. But before I do that, I want you to be aware that for a couple days, maybe even 3 days, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I may even have to come back. It's going to look like it's clearing up sometimes. In about 2 or 3 days, it's going to look crystal clear. But I might have to come back and brush the walls, and it's going to get cloudy again. So just give me a few days, but I guarantee I'll get this thing looking beautiful again. But I told them it might get, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. Just be prepared for that. And that's with a lot of things in life. Sometimes in life, things get worse before they get better. Like my floor I just showed you, that beautiful floor, that beautiful, wonderful floor that people walk in and they have no idea, they have no clue what I just went through. I spent weeks on that thing. And it's not like doing a square room, like just a regular square room, and you just got a few cuts, just got to cut off the edges. No, the RV is all these different angles and these different cuts, and there's so many cuts. I would go in and out. I went in and out of that RV, I think 1,000 times. Not only that, but the prep work, just the prep work, getting ready for it to put it in. The prep work, the nails that were in, the staples that were in it. If you saw some of my previous videos, I complained about that a little bit. And I complained a lot about it because it was kicking my ass. That floor kicked my ass. I'm 65 years old. I'm too old for this, but I just could not afford to have someone do it. It was hard enough. I had to spend a lot of money on just the materials. And it took me a couple weeks to get that thing complete. And I'm still not done. I still got a little cutting in to do, but I gave you a brief tour of it a minute ago. And when people walk in, all they see is the finished product. They don't see what all the challenges, all the long days, all the punishment on my body that I went through. They don't see any of that. All they see is the finished product, and this looks great, Dave. But that's how life is. Sometimes we have to go through those rough patches in order to get to the end. Sometimes life feels unfair. Sometimes life kicks us right in the ass, knocks us down. But if we keep going, we keep pushing, things will get better. That's why I try to tell myself when things get rough, things get hard. It's like my little kitten we just found, a little Sophie, under the sofa. Her name's Sophie now. We call her Sophie. I mean, her eyes were infected, so we actually had some eye drops because we've had other cats, other feral cats here on the property that we've taken care of. And so we happened to have some medication. And her eyes were all gummy and full of crap. But after 3 or 4 days of putting that medicine in her eyes, they got better. They didn't get better right away. They almost got worse maybe for a while, but then they got better. And that's the same thing. You know, when we first caught her, she was hissing and scratching, and man, she was not happy. She's a feral cat. She thought we were going to try and eat her, and I don't blame her. I felt bad for her, but I felt, in my head, I knew, if she only knew what we were doing for her. She had no clue, but if she knew, dude, just go with these people. They're really cool. They're nice. They're going to feed you. They're going to give you a comfy little spot. They even have a dog you can play with if you want. See, and she had the dog to contend with. We have that little cage I showed you a minute ago that she felt a little secure, and it has holes all on the side. It was a perfect cage. It was a pigeon cage. Did I mention that? It was a pigeon cage that we happened to have here on the property when we were cleaning all the property up. We actually found it right over there and we've done a lot of cleanup over here. This is where the RV park's gonna go, but over there it was in a pile of metal and stuff, and you can see, I don't know if you can see that trailer over there on that car. It was in there, it was just on the ground, and I thought, man, I thought to myself, that might make the perfect cage, and it ended up being perfect. Had a little door, because I was upside down, so I had a little door on top. Once she got comfortable, I'd open that door up and she'd peek out. You know, the next day she'd peek out a little more, and then by the 4th or 5th day, she actually climbed on top of the cage. And then the 6th day, you know, but things were rough on her. She had to go through that initial phase of, these people are gonna eat me, and this dog's gonna eat me. It was probably hard for her. But if she only knew that she was gonna get all kind of stuff, a nice, beautiful, comfortable bed to lay in, fresh water and food every day, a nice little litter box to go to the bathroom in, a dog, a friend. If she only knew, but she didn't know. That's us sometimes. We don't know. We don't know, and we think about the worst. We in our heads, we tell ourselves it's gonna be the worst case scenario, but at the end, well, they always say that the light is at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes the light's at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, I'm just speaking the obvious, right? We all know this, but it's hard, even at 65, after all these years, to implement these things. We got to tell ourselves that, you know what, sometimes before it gets better, it's going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. If someone told me what I was going to go through with that RV floor, I may have just tried anything I could do to either not do it or hire somebody. And now going back, looking, there's a lot of mistakes I made. And that's another thing. You learn a lot of things while you're doing things like this. I learned a lot of things with this feral cat. I've learned things with that floor. You're never too old. You're going to learn something new all the time. But man, if I had known, I might not have done that. Might not have done it. But I didn't know. All I did was look at YouTube videos, and they make it look so easy. Oh, this is easy. Oh, it's going to be a cakewalk. Oh yeah, it's going to be easy. Whatever. Yeah, they don't show you everything. They don't show you all the in-betweens and all the stuff that's going on to get to that point. Anyway. All right, starting to ramble. Don't want to ramble. Do you feel like that? Sometimes you feel like, what have you been through recently that's really tested your patience, tested you physically or mentally? Have you gone through something recently like that? And at the end, did it get better? I'd like to know. So yeah, let me know. Let everybody know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you've gone through. Have you ever done an RV floor? I mean, and that's another thing. In the RV floor, we live in that RV full time. So that was another contention I had. That was another thing I had to contend with, was living in it as I was doing the floors. Oh, geez, man. Anyway, looks good now. Nice looking floor now. No more carpet. None of that more nasty carpet. Now my wife's got a luxury of vinyl flooring in her RV. She's been wanting that floor for a long time, for years, and I've just been putting it off. Because I kind of knew in the back of my mind it's going to be a little bit of a hassle. It's going to be a little bit of work. It'll end up being a lot of work. Anyway, you know what I'm going to say. Give me a thumbs up, like the channel, and subscribe. I love you guys, and I need some subscribers. I'd love for you to subscribe so you can follow me along on this journey. You can come along on this journey of this eventual RV park that we're going to put here. Very, very excited. All right. That was my finger. Oh man. I just moved the camera. Yeah, I hurt my finger. Oh gosh, the other day I pulled a ligament in it, and man, it's it's not good. See, that's another thing. My finger. Hopefully, it's going to get better. It's not good right now. It's getting worse, because I'm still working and I'm hurting it every time I turn around. See? But I got to think to myself, it's going to eventually get better if I just wrap it up and just try not to use it as much. But I forget, and then it's just like, God, it hurts so bad. So I got to tell myself, it's going to get better. It's going to get better, Dave. It's going to get better it's going to get worse before it gets better, but it'll get better eventually. That's it. Just like this floor. Okay, I got to go back to work. I got to start vacuuming some more. See you guys. Bye.